your political theater to Texas.
This is not about political theater.
And it was more political theater than anything.
It's nothing more than pure political theater.
It's pure political theater.
What's up, everybody? It is I, Dr. T. This is Political Theater with Dr. T. Be ye not distracted by all of the tattoos. Your girl just had a hot flash, and I don't have time for clothes. So we're just going to get into it today. Before we jump into discussing, because we got a lot to talk about, first of all, you all know you got to hit that like button. If you are new here, you should absolutely subscribe. If you are here, let me know in the chat where you're checking in from. We love that kind of stuff. We love to know that we're all over the world with this. It's amazing. One of the things I wanted to share is that one, as you see scrolling on the bottom, I do have merch. And guess what? By the end of this week, I'm going to have my Pride drop. So y'all finna be ready to get your Pride merch in time for June, which is Pride Month, right? I'm suggesting my Cloud Bob, because that's what they're calling afros these days, my Cloud Bob. I'm like makeup free, all natural today. I don't have it. I'm hot, okay? Shout out to Austin, Texas. Oh, one of my good friends is moving there soon. Chicago. My friend is moving from Chicago to Austin. That is so funny. Shout out to my friend who graduated today, my friend Patrick, who has been on this show, and he just got his master's of philosophy. Brilliant man, graduated today. So shout out to him. But also, so the merch, I'm dropping my Pride merch by the end of this week, just fine tuning some things. So you will be able to get stuff that will have you going through June looking fabulous. Okay. There's also some other merch there as well. I have a new line. So my New Yorkers, you're going to really appreciate that. My hip hop heads, you're going to appreciate that. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about is that I am going to be teaching some classes this month. Semester is officially over for my official jobs, but summertime, sister got to make some money. So I am going to be teaching some classes. One is going to be on the Black radical thought. A lot of people, there's been a whole lot of conversations about Black leftists and all this other shit in radical thought. And I'm just like, let me just do a class on that. I'm going to do a class on Afrocentricity. Majority of you have no idea what that means. So we're going to have a class on Afrocentricity so you can actually learn what we mean when we say Afrocentric and when we refer to Afrocentricity. I promise you that most of you are using it wrong. And the other one is going to be on research methods. Now, this is the one that people seem to be really excited about. It's going to be a two-part series. One, I'm going to talk about kind of like traditional, I hate to say traditional. I'm going to talk about research methods that people talk about or they learn about in higher education. But also, I'm going to teach people how to search on Google. Like we always tell people, do your own research, or they'll say, go Google it or whatever. But the truth is that a lot of people don't know how to effectively use search engines like Google to do research. So I'm going to teach you a little bit on that in the first part. And the second part, I'm going to be teaching you about Afrocentric research methods, African-American studies. We have our own research methods. I'm going to teach you about some indigenous research methods. I would say this, that Afrocentric, Indo-centric, Asian-centric, we're all very similar because our cultures are very similar in that way. So I'm going to be teaching that as well. So those will be available tomorrow on my website. You'll be able to go to feministajones.com and sign up. Suggested donation is $25 a class. As much as I love educating, I also have to keep a roof over my head. So but it's pay what you can. If you really can't afford it, please just come anyway, because I want you to get this knowledge. And maybe later on you can come back and make a donation or what have you. If you can afford to pay for more and cover some of the other people, I would really appreciate that as well. But I anticipate that these classes are going to be really fun, really good. And I'm going to have some options. So I'm going to do each of them twice. And so you will have some flexibility. Okay. So I just wanted to say that, get that out there, let you all know it is what it is. All right. We're going to bring our guy to the stage. Maybe.
Somehow. Maybe.
Oh, shut up. Dr. Hall, everybody. Shout out to Dr. Hall. Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
How are you?
Doing all right. Can't complain today.
Dr. Hall, I had a hot flash.
I'm sorry. That sounds uncomfortable.
I haven't figured this shit out yet.
Mm.
Well, maybe for people that have health insurance and good doctors and can afford.
Hey,
I don't
we're all
have
pulling
any.
for you to get that job, and then
Thank
you'll
you. Appreciate
have the
you.
health insurance.
Still waiting to hear
Yeah,
if they hired me.
making you wait.
My final interview was April 15th. Maybe they'll get
Maybe
back
they'll
to
get
me.
back to you
A
eventually.
lot of people don't know I have this many tattoos, Dr. Hall.
Oh well, they know now. They
Yeah.
got the full scope.
The elephants in the room, right? The literal elephants in the room.
Sun's out, guns out.
Sun's out, guns out.
Mhm.
I'm hot. It's 85
Yeah.
degrees. Dr. Hall,
Hey
there in
there,
the
chat.
chat saying hello to you. They
Hi.
actually like
Hey,
you.
chat.
Guys, I'm still not convinced.
No, it's almost a year. I think it's over a year.
91%.
We might be over a year. I'll
Maybe
take being in the
1%.
90s. I'm a 90s baby, so I'll take
92%.
I'll take being in the 90s.
Perhaps.
That's good enough.
That's good enough.
I can work with that.
Wasn't good enough for Kamala.
Hey, well, but rim shot.
Also, Dr. Hall, it's Cinco de Mayo,
It is Cinco de Mayo. What are we
which
sipping?
fell on Taco Tuesday. That only happens every
Yes.
7 years.
Yeah,
I can't count. I can't.
they make a
math.
big deal of it.
Yeah, I was at the bar. I had tacos. I had margaritas.
Okay, so you did it
Dr.
right.
Hall, you want to guess how many margaritas I had?
How many margaritas did you
I
have?
want you to guess.
3,
Nah,
4, 5, 5. Okay, for Cinco de Mayo.
2 were free.
Well, there you go.
Somebody was doing a promotion.
Hey.
Dr. Hall also took an edible before we started this.
Okay, so this is going to be a show.
Interesting.
It's going to be a show.
All right.
Yeah.
Somebody said, I'm rooting for you, Dr. Hall.
Okay, so
Thank
thanks
you.
for rooting for me. I appreciate it.
Thank you on the show.
Yeah.
You're a good guy.
I am tolerable.
You're a good guy.
Yeah.
They said the girls are sitting.
There you
They
go.
are.
There you go.
They are.
Give the audience something to look at.
47 years old. Still got them.
Yeah. Well, eye candy.
All right, Dr. Hall, let's get into it.
Let's do the show.
We do have a bunch of things. I said we could, we were talking before the show, and I was like, we could probably zip through most of this.
Yes.
We got our quick. Everybody knows we got our quick hits, and then after we go through those things, we go to a longer
The deep
conversation.
dive.
And I want to introduce a trigger warning for our deep dive today, because we are going to be talking about intimate partner violence. For the last couple of weeks, we've really been. I've been using this space to talk a lot about this stuff because I think it's important, right? Yeah, we can talk about the politics, we can talk about all the crazy things that are going on, but like Black women existing freely is political, and so I think that that's a good part of it. The reason why I want to talk about that today, Dr. Hall, is because since we last met, so many family annihilations have happened.
More.
Something's going on, and we will get into that. So I just want everybody to know for the first half of the show, we are going to talk about political stuff, get into some current events, and then we're going to have a really important conversation. Dr. Hall, I'm going to need you to weigh in as our resident clinical psychologist.
I will do what I can.
And I will weigh in as the literal Black woman.
Yeah.
All right. So the abortion pill. All right. Now, this was a big conversation this week, Dr. Hall. So the Supreme Court, if I get this wrong, somebody fact check me. From what I understand, the Supreme Court basically was like, you can't mail mifepristone. Hopefully, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, abortion pill.
Sure.
You can't receive it via telehealth. So that was their thing. So what was happening is that you used to have to go to the doctor, and the doctor would get it. I'm sorry, there's two hawks fighting each other outside my window. It's I love birds of prey. Shout out to the talented and gifted programs that would extract you out of your class and take you to the Museum of Natural History.
There you go. And
you got to study the birds of prey.
Expose you to actual
early
nature
on for a city girl, right?
There you go.
So I just got distracted. But anyway.
Yeah.
So mifepristone, you could get it, via telehealth. Why is telehealth important? Because of how many states have been banning abortion, right? And even before banning abortion, shutting down clinics, shutting down abortion providers. Some states only having 2 providers in the entire state. And I think a lot of people underestimate how big the states are. Like even Delaware, as tiny as Delaware is, it can take you 2.5 hours to get from the top of Delaware to the bottom of Delaware. I bet a lot of people didn't know that. But So a lot of people haven't had access. So what they do is they got telehealth, and they have doctors they could meet with. You do telehealth stuff, right, Dr. Hall? You
I
meet with
do.
people
Absolutely.
virtually?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a hybrid practice where I see people in this office, in that
Look at
chair
that.
over there,
Yeah.
as well as virtually
Like
through the
this.
same system, just like
Right.
this.
What states can you take people from? Is it only
I can
Ohio?
take people. So I have what's called an interjurisdictional compact, which allows
Okay.
me to operate. It's called SIPAC. It allows me to operate in like 40 of the states. Like I think I can't take California. I think New York just came over to us.
Oh, okay.
But
So
I
Dr.
can
Hall,
take
if
people in
people
40
if people needed a really good therapist, clinical psychologist, they could come see you.
They could.
Are you in your business? You have other people working for you too, right?
I do. Now, not everybody has that jurisdictional
Okay,
compact
okay,
because
just
you have
you.
to be licensed and
Okay.
so it's only New Mexico, Oregon, and California that I can't operate in. Louisiana, Iowa, and New York are coming up, and maybe Alaska. Maybe Alaska.
Dr. Hall, you opening new clients?
I got a few openings here and there.
He said no. Dr. Hall, I know you have a 1-year waiting list. Why are you lying to the people?
No. It's a 3-month waiting list.
Oh, okay. Anyway, the point is that telehealth is very common.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with telehealth. Telehealth is not less than or anything. So many people access telehealth. And with the abortion pill, that's how a lot of people were able to get it.
Yes. Can we talk about who relaxed the laws on telehealth administration of medications?
Ooh. Who?
It would be the current president when he was the previous president. Why did he have to do that? Because COVID happened and people needed to get medications throughout the country when they may not be able to leave their homes or might not be able to see prescribing doctors because people would have left, say, like I had a lot of college students who left their college environment to go to their, permanent address. And people who would just leave, people were just leaving and going to be around family and things because we thought, global pandemic meant we might be dying. And so they relaxed the laws around medications. George Bush did it previously, but then the Trump administration was like, nope, you can get your meds so long as you don't have to see a person in person. And yet, when it came to a certain drug, they were like, whoa, slow down. We wanted to make money off those other drugs, not this one.
We wanted to make drugs off. What was the one that turns you blue? The cola silver something with the C. It turns you blue. People were taking that shit for COVID, and now they all blue, and they can't do nothing.
Right.
You can get themselves tranquilizers.
Right.
So,
and I think it was that and the Blue Chews. I remember like when Blue Chew and those other drugs started dropping, that was when it was like, oh, you can get those prescribed online. Like that was when it's like that was kind of like the tip into like, oh, you don't even have to know the doctor. Just just talk to a person who says they're a doctor.
You can do that with the GLP-1s too. You can go on and some doctor from Turkey or Mexico can come and approve you, and then you just get it.
There you go.
So they're saying that you can't get it via telehealth, right?
Right.
But today they paused that. So that decision is paused. So on Monday, not today, Monday, the Supreme Court on Monday restored nationwide access to a widely used abortion medication in temporary order that will, for now, allow people to once again obtain the pill mifepristone by mail. It's from The Guardian, folks. And so I don't think that some people don't know that just because they were talking about Louisiana, I think it was Louisiana, it affected the whole country. Because it basically said, well, Louisiana saying, well, we can't mail this shit, you can't do telehealth. So that ends up banning the whole country, right? Because you could, if I'm in Louisiana and I'm trying to see a doctor in New York, Massachusetts, California, they said no. Yeah. So it affected the whole country. But they just said yesterday, the Supreme Court restored it. And it said, in a brief order, Justice Samuel Alito Jr. paused the lower court ruling from Friday that had prevented abortion providers from prescribing the pills by telemedicine and shipping them to patients, causing confusion for providers and patients. The one-sentence order imposes a pause at least until May 11th. That's 6 days from now. He requested that the parties file briefs by Thursday, which is 2 days from now, and then the full court will determine how to proceed. Okay. Now, the state of Louisiana sued the FDA to restrict access to mifepristone, saying that the availability of the medication by mail has allowed abortions to continue in the state despite its near total ban. And that's the real issue, right? They need babies. And the thing that really bothers me about Louisiana We're going to get into that later too. The thing that bothers me about Louisiana is that it has historically been one of the worst states in the country, right? Just all around. We go back to slavery. It was the worst
in the country.
It was the worst slavery state, right? It's like one of the worst in education. Definitely the worst in mass incarceration. 638 or 83 people per capita. Like, that's insane. Angola prison is a slave plantation, right? As it, you know, and I use that term because you all will know what I'm talking about. Obesity, health outcomes, death, homicide, everything. Louisiana is consistently in the 5 worst or the 3 worst or the top, you know. So
number 50 in crime, number 50 in economy, 46 in education, financial fiscal stability is 46, 44 in healthcare, 48 in infrastructure, 49 in natural environment, 46 in opportunity. Don't move to Louisiana. Overall rank bottom, number 50.
Now Dr. Hall said that. I wasn't going to say that.
I'm reading it off the rankings.
No, here's the thing.
U.S.
People
News.
People hear Louisiana, they think New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Nobody is shaming New Orleans.
It's a good
time.
time.
Nobody is trying to come for you. We know black people are there. We know y'all in Shreveport and Baton Rouge and all that stuff. We know you in Shreveport because that nigga just killed 8 kids.
POP. Hold it down.
In Shreveport. So we know y'all are there, right? But
your state is flagging.
Your state
flagging.
I don't get it.
Ugh.
Okay. And they don't, and if they was caking off the prison thing, but they also said, like, some elected official or something said, like, if we lose Angola, we, you know, our whole economy is going to be messed up. So they're not getting rid of the state prisons. They're not going to do that.
Hey, you got to make money somehow, even if it means incarcerating and abusing.
So Louisiana is stepping out. Louisiana is also trying to do some redistricting stuff too, because we had the VRA. Let's segue into the VRA. Anyway, y'all, the pause is there. We can still do the mifepristone via telehealth, get it via mail and stuff like that until they figure out what's going on. And the Supreme Court is like, hold on, y'all got to prove some shit. So
once again, we're good. I love how the administration's always like, hey, do a bunch of science. We're all pro science, except for that particular science. Absolutely. Also, you know, the AI and everything, but don't send drugs across the country if it's that drug in particular.
All right, Dr. Hall. Last week was all the talk of the VRA. I didn't come on Friday. I just was like, I ain't got it today.
Skip the show. Just skipped everybody. Self-protection.
Put a 1 in the chat if he
stays.
No.
Stays. 1 if I stay. 1 if I stay.
2 if he needs to stop talking to me like that. What are we doing right now?
Keep me around, folks.
So the voting rights thing, we're not going to do a deep dive into this. I'm sure you've heard all the takes. However,
I've heard so many
we can just say, you know, the Supreme Court, they didn't overturn voting rights or whatever, but they basically said, I'm gonna say this real simple, that redistricting to support representation of Black people is unconstitutional.
Yes.
They're right. You didn't want me to say that. I know you didn't want me to say it. Well, but it's true, right? But I mean, again, everything is about the nuance. Everything is about understanding how this is affirmative action. All of the things that come out of these kinds of affirmative action moves are to right the wrongs of the past, right? To give Black people the opportunity to even start from an even footing, right? Yeah. And it's a recognition that Black people have been set back. So if white people are here, Black people are here. And so as an affirmative action, this voting rights thing was like, let's bring Black people up to where white people are by allowing this redistricting to happen so that Black people are not removed from representation. We have to fudge the lines, but it's a necessary step to make sure that Black people have access to fair representation. We are not unbiased. We have not stopped being racist. We are not stopped having these things. Therefore, we need to take these affirmative actions to correct things and to
Right.
balance them. I just need
Right.
everybody to kind of understand that point, right?
Yeah.
If we're going strictly on the Constitution, gender doesn't exist, race doesn't exist, or maybe, whatever. It is not right to redistrict to give any one particular group more favorable access or anything that's not natural.
Yeah.
And so when you think about how people group in enclaves and things like that, you can look across the country. There are enclaves, right? Some cities are enclaves. Look at like a Detroit, even a Philly or things like that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like towns and cities and stuff that are enclaves. And if a city is 5 parts and 4 of them are red and 1 is blue, it's probably because the racialized people are in that blue space, right? Like that tends to be how it is. That's also a result of redistricting, because before the redistricting, it would have probably only been 3 of them, 3 districts. And the line might have been cut through the middle. So like if we say we have a circle, right? Dr. Hall, you looking at my visual?
I'm looking at your visual.
And say the blacks, the black section was right here. Redistricting allowed them to redistrict it so it was like this, right? Like just covering that. That's a district. Before that, it was just a line straight through.
Yeah.
So the black people would be up in the top and they would be in the bottom. They would not be this kind of circle little space.
They wouldn't be considerate of them. Yeah.
Right. So they end up getting split and not represented because the way the districts are split, they're all with the white people and things like that. So I think people have to understand that that's where that comes from. And I don't think that a lot of people understand that that was what was going on. The redistricting, by redistricting and making that black enclave its own kind of district, it allowed black people to be able to elect their own people.
Right.
And to have kind of maybe stronger representation when it came to voting for, whatever white person was running. The SCOTUS said that's unconstitutional.
Nah, can't do that no more.
Can't do that.
We don't like it. We don't like that. Get that out of here.
And all things considered, it's not constitutional, but it's the right thing to do. And that's the end of it. It's the right thing to do because we have not moved past racism. We have not moved past, the discrimination of hundreds of years of enslavement and disenfranchisement, discrimination. We have not even come close to getting there.
Right. We have not corrected redlining, which was used to collect black people into certain areas of a city.
We still have HOAs.
All right.
We still have appraisers lowering the value of black homes that black people are trying to sell. We still have realtors that won't show black people certain homes.
Right.
So we're still dealing with these things. We're still dealing with a world in which black people are what's the word when they're gathered? Corralled.
Yes.
Kind of corralled
into
or limited. They're corralled by limitation. Those areas also happen to be areas that they run highways through, right? Where the pollution is. A lot of pollution, damage. They do the garbage dumping in those areas. Some of them are called cancer alleys because of the exposure to the toxicity. Like, we know what they've done. Flint, Michigan, Baltimore, Philadelphia. We know what they've done to us.
Right.
But at least we have representation. How do we counter this, Dr. Hall? Black people have to move?
Well, they won't let you move.
100 years ago, Great Migration, Doctor. What's stopping black people? Like, I understand black Southerners be like, stop telling us that we need to move. This is our home. Blah, blah, blah. None of this is our homes.
Well, I gotta claim somewhere.
Right. But 100 years ago, our ancestors, some people that we are still alive today, packed up and left because one, you had the boll weevil infestation that destroyed so many of the crops that there was no work left, no agricultural work for those that were sharecroppers or planters and things like that. So that was a huge thing that contributed to the Great Migration. So you come to this show and you get history, right?
There you go.
A lot of them people left with nothing but the clothes on their backs. They found the enclaves up north. They knew to go to Harlem and to the south side of Chicago. They knew to go to Cincinnati and Cleveland. They knew to go to Detroit.
Right.
They knew that they had an enclave in Seattle. You know, they knew these things.
We ain't together like that no more.
Because what's stopping a second Great Migration where Black people, right now, 1/3 of Black people live in Florida, Georgia, and Texas. 3 states. So 1 in 3 Black people lives in just one of 3 states. What happens if there is a mass migration out of those states?
It would destabilize an economy.
Yes, it would. Come on, we always talk about radical acts. 14 million people between those 3 states. What does Georgia do? Florida can probably get by with immigrants.
Florida would get screwed.
It would, because they're getting rid of all the immigrants. So
like the service industry, Florida does not thrive without a service.
No,
industry.
it can't. And also, like, the white people that are there are the elders, right? They all retired. They're like low income. They're not really contributing, right? But imagine what happens to the Georgia's economy. Texas is a little bit bigger. It's got a little more flexibility, but Georgia, if all the Black people left, with all them wealthy folks in Atlanta, not just the American Clinton generation, but all the immigrants from West Africa, right? Big population there, right? What if they all just left?
What if
all their tax dollars, all their businesses, all their, the economy around the colleges? You know, you got CAU, Spelman, Morehouse, all of that brings in money. What if they just left? I'm just saying, a lot of people on the other side, they want to stay, they want to fix it. I'm not mad at that. I'm not going to say nothing negative about that, Dr. Hall.
No.
But I'm just wondering what would happen if Black people financially divested of these states and moved elsewhere. Now, one thing I thought about when I was thinking about this, Dr. Hall, is that people talk about voting and representation and stuff like that. The chances are most Black people would move to blue areas. So it actually wouldn't shift much. It wouldn't
balance out too much.
It wouldn't shift much in terms of like the House of Representatives and things in the Senate and things like that. It wouldn't really shift that, because they'd just be going to states that were already going to go blue. So I'm not sure about that. The politically, it's not going to have much of. Things will pretty much stay the same.
I think financially it has an impact. I think
financially
it'd be a domino effect for sure.
And that's what I'm thinking, because when we're talking about this stuff, Dr. Hall, like, money is everything in this country. People keep trying to make things about identity, and it's like, no, that's the smoke screen. Everything is about money in this country, Dr. Hall.
Right.
So if we want to win anything, we gotta fuck their money. You
gotta disrupt the money.
We got their money.
Playing with these white people's money, the only thing they care about.
That's all they care about. So,
hey,
the voting rights thing. I just wanted to show there was a protest in Tennessee. Hold on, let me share my screen. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Dr. Hall?
Yep.
What's largely missing from that? What demographic is largely missing from that?
Demographic is missing from that group?
Largely. outside of the photographers and the security guards.
Black people?
Mm-mm. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, overall, there's women there. There's several Black women there.
Men?
It's in Tennessee, Memphis. Where the niggas at?
I mean,
because I love my people.
Yeah.
But you talk a lot of shit online.
Mm-hmm.
You talk a lot of shit online. They taking our rights. The white man this, the white man that.
Mm-hmm.
Why you not showing up to the protests?
It's time to show up. Well, I mean, they gotta work. They
got warrants.
I gotta be down to the plant. So,
but other people gotta work too. It's a recording podcast. Oh, I didn't say it. I didn't say it, Dr. Hall. I didn't say it.
Hey, they gotta be in front of the mic.
I didn't say it. They said it.
The real problem with Black women is
that was messy. Dr. Hall, I'm putting my hat. Just because I feel like at some point I'm gonna need it. Here we go.
Yeah, there we go. Don't get too hot.
Before that time, let's go.
They're behind podcast mics.
They are behind podcast mics.
Yeah.
Talking about baby mamas.
Yeah, doing their best Joe Budden impersonation.
My God. So, but shout out to everybody who did go to the State House in Tennessee to protest this voting shit. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody who shows up in those ways. We're doing a legislative day. I think it's May 19th, May 18th. Here, my organization, we're going up to Trenton. Talk about some stuff that needs to happen and support our people, right? You got to get out there. You got to be a participant in it. You can't just sit on social media and complain. I mean, I understand that.
What if I turn my my page black and then my profile picture black?
Wow.
It shows solidarity. Or blue, maybe? Or wear a pink hat.
That sounds shady, Dr.
I'm just saying, what if I do that, I'm doing something.
You are.
I clicked like on a post.
But here's the thing. And again, I don't want anybody to think that I'm ableist because I absolutely do believe there is value in your reshares. There's value in creating awareness. There is that. And I understand because as somebody who struggles with going outside myself, I understand that. But I'm actually talking about niggas right now. So if it ain't you, because other people were well represented there. And for something that's the voting rights that came about because of Black people and there was Black men who were arguing these things. I need to be showing up to support your support the people that are doing this work for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying. I'm always going to be critical because, brother, come on, you can step up more. All right. So just real quick, there's some pharmaceutical news, big pharma from PBS. It says the White House economists estimate that President Donald Trump's deals with pharmaceutical companies drop some of their U.S. prescription drug prices to what they charge in other countries could save $529 billion over the next 10 years. Now, we know that this is propaganda from the Trump White House, but Trump is basically bragging that he's been able to work out deals with like all these pharmaceutical companies that's going to save Americans all this money, right? Trump and his Department of Health and Human Services have touted his drug pricing deal as transformative and urged Congress to codify their principles into law. Democratic lawmakers have challenged the administrator's claims of savings. Senate Finance Committee ranking member Ron Wyden, a Democrat from Oregon, and 17 Senate Democrats in April proposed a measure requiring the administration to disclose the terms of the agreements, that were supposedly signed by the pharmaceutical companies. Now, I remember when he had that whole press conference and had all these presidents and CEOs of these different pharmaceutical companies there. And they made a whole big thing about lowering the price of drugs. And he's trying to get them to guarantee, are you going to do this? You're going to do this, right? And they're all kind of like, sure, whatever you say. I was not convinced that they were all on board. He continues to say, I got all of these people to lower their prices. They're not going to charge us more than they charge in Europe or in Asia. This is what he's saying. We know that's complete bullshit because we know all of these companies, one, they come to America because they can charge those high prices because Americans will pay those high prices because that's what we're used to. But also, they do all their offshore stuff too. They have offshore accounts. They go and get labor and customer service from other countries because they know how much money they could save. So why would they then turn around?
I want to pay for healthcare
and be like, we're going to lower
US rate.
pills for you guys. Not the last 20 years you've been paying $500 for this pill and you've been doing
You'll pay for it. You'll pay more.
Why am I going to take it down to 50? You're going to die if you don't get this. Charge your
Why would I make less money? You need it.
Why would, but he's saying that. So anyway, the Democrats are saying you got to show us proof, and because they're saying it's fuzzy math, and we're still watching this situation because we have a lot of folks in the audience who take prescription medications.
Yes,
folks with mental health issues, they usually take prescribed medications when they're in treatment and things like that. All these things cost money, Dr. Hogg.
Mm-hmm.
I can't afford my prescription grade medication, so I take over the counter stuff. I double up or whatever situation is.
Yeah,
it's not cheap.
Not cheap at all.
Actually, when I went to Mexico in January, I stocked up on stuff because I was just like,
hey,
I have to do what I have to do. Like I have acid reflux disease, so I got to take this medication. Yeah. My medication, I can get 60 pills for $4. I come here, you go to the store, it's 14 pills for $14. It's pretty much $1 a pill. So I gotta stock up. I gotta do what I gotta do. It's cheaper for me to take a trip to Mexico.
Cheaper to go to Mexico. Right.
For a few months.
Right.
Get me a little trip. So that's what was going on with pharma, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Hall, let's talk about the ballroom. Did you get a check? Did you get a chance to see that?
Do I have to? Got money for wars but can't feed the poor. So
got money for wars but can't feed the poor.
We got to do ballroom. Apparently,
we
need a ballroom because one guy. We ain't throwing a $1 billion.
We talked about this shit. We don't know. Guys, go watch our last live. We talked about the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter. Let me put the allegedly banner up because I can't have them trying to ding me.
Right.
Allegedly. They said that he shot. I don't believe he shot anybody. They're claiming that
I saw the video. They shot each other.
Somebody said that they were trying to cover up friendly fire.
They were cross-firing,
blaming him.
Yeah. I saw the video of him running through the hallway. They shot at each other. So maybe they shot first and he reacted at him. I mean, he might have let one off, but they were shooting at him.
Yes,
with each other in the way.
Yes, and so that's what a lot of people are saying is that they're trying to blame him and say, "Oh, he shot the Secret Service person or security person," when it was probably friendly fire. They're gonna frame him because he's half black.
I mean,
so all I'm saying is this, Dr. Hogg. They want $1 billion. Dr. Hogg, can you read that for me? I wrote it out for you, so you can read it. Because I'm about to eat this because it's real good.
Senate Republicans have added $1 billion on White House security upgrades to legislation that would fund immigration enforcement agencies. A proposed boost for Donald Trump's ballroom project after a man was charged with trying to assassinate him at the White House Correspondents Association dinner last week. The GOP bill released late Monday would designate the money for U.S. Secret Service for security adjustments and upgrades related to the ballroom project, which Trump and Republicans have been pushing since Cole Thomas Allen, guy with 3 names, allegedly stormed the April 25th media dinner at the Washington Hilton, not the White House itself, with guns and knives. Legislation says the money would support enhancements to the ballroom project, including above ground and below ground security features, but also specifies that the money may not be used for non-security elements. It's unclear how the $1 billion will be used. The amount far exceeds the proposed original $400 million for construction of the ballroom. Not cited is any money that will be thrown at U.S. schools, which are often the targets of shootings. And apparently, the administration knows how to step up when a shooting occurs in an environment, but not when it's your children, America. So you should really ask yourself, what do they care about? Each other or the citizens that supposedly voted them into office?
Hot fire.
Within 11 days. Our kids get shot. Nothing can be done. Thoughts and prayers, right?
There's one in the chat. If we keep Dr. Hall, he's spitting hot fire.
But this one guy shoots up a hallway, and suddenly we got to do something in 11 days.
He didn't even shoot up the hallway, Dr. Hall.
Hey, he showed up with guns.
I think they shot at him. They might have nicked him and caused him to one time. He didn't even get nothing off. I don't see no shell casings.
Yeah. But we
Dr.
do
Hall,
have
we still
murdered
have
children
not.
in this country.
Guy who shot, could you look that up? The guy who shot Charlie Kirk. What is going on with the man who allegedly shot
Who?
Charlie Kirk? Because the last thing that I heard was that the bullets did not match.
Who are we talking about?
What was his name? We don't even know his name.
Who are we talking about?
Because you would think that their beloved Charlie, the person who they believe shot him, you would think that would be in the news all the time.
Tyler Robinson? Who?
Tyler Robinson, absolutely.
Whom is that?
What's the latest news, Dr. Hall?
The latest?
Yep.
I'm looking. I'm trying to find the latest news.
You can't find nothing.
No. Hold on. Latest news.
Can't find nothing.
1 month ago, 2 weeks ago, case stalls as accused shooter delays plea and eyes media limits. So
yeah, what he's doing is, and he's absolutely right to do this. So I would do the same thing. He's trying to ban media coverage of it. He's trying to make sure that he can dress in comfortable clothing and he has access to all the tools that he needs to defend himself or whatever. So all these motions end up delaying the trial, but he's well within his rights to request these things.
Considering how big a case this will be, yes.
Right. He feels that the media has already biased people in the situation, and he wants to limit that for his own safety. He ain't wrong for saying that. And if this is a setup, if this is some kind of plant shit, or if they trying to railroad him, listen, free my man. I mean, it was free him anyway, but
right.
But also,
inconclusive bullet tests were found a month ago.
There we go.
Cannot conclusively match the bullet fragments from that gun to the dude.
Yeah. That's the last thing we've heard.
Right. And he's pushing to push it back because they need more time to go to sift through what they call a mountain of evidence against him. So
What's up with Luigi?
What's up with
I
Luigi?
haven't heard anything about Luigi either.
I don't know.
But anyway, so Senate Republicans, you said they want to add $1 billion. They want $1 billion more for security for the ballroom.
They know how to protect themselves, don't they?
Because remember, after this happened, the first thing he's talking about is that's why we need the ballroom and we need the secure ballroom, with the Iron Dome and all that other shit, right? Knowing that the money's going to go towards building an underground bunker where the elites are going to be able to go to when Iran develops their nuclear weapon and shoots it at us.
Knowing that if one thing Trump knows how to do very well, it's lose money in building projects. So,
absolutely. He's terrible businessman. All the MAGA folks who were like, well, I'm voting for him. He's a good business person. Me from New York, it's like, are you dumb?
Right. 14 bankruptcies, but you're
14,
sure.
Come on, 14.
I mean, I guess it's good business. You get to walk away from a bunch of debt. More debt than the average American can walk away from. Trump has walked away from so many mountains of student loan related debt.
Oh my gosh.
Trump
University was a scam. What he did with the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City was a scam, and all the Atlantic City stuff.
Yeah.
Trump Steaks, it's a scam.
So ballroom, probably a scam.
Princess was a scam too. So I'm just saying that they put their faith in this.
Allegedly,
but I believe that they're building an underground bunker because, Dr. Howell, just a quick mention, I didn't have it on the docket, but I just want to say the Russians have parked their ships in Cuba.
Again? We do this? We did this already,
right?
They
finna blow us up.
Didn't
not me, but
we've done this before, right? We've done
They have the capacity. Russia has more nukes than we do, Dr. Hall. I don't know if people know that. Russia got more nukes than we do. Russia's pulling up right outside of Cuba to take Cuba's side. Caribbean nations are taking Cuba's side, even under the threat. Mexico, they got threatened by the president, and she was like, so what? We still gonna give them what they need. So if Russia comes in, another superpower with more nukes comes in and provides that region military support, the United States loses leverage. They did that right after Trump was saying that the U.S. is going to go and take over Cuba. I don't know if he was high when he said that.
Well, I mean, any more high than he is. Was he sundowning? Probably.
He'd
just be saying stuff.
He really said that. He's like, we're gonna take over Cuba. And I'm like, what is your problem?
Instigator in chief.
It's really you know what I think it is? I think it's to distract from the revelations of what's going on with the Zorro Ranch. I just watched the 60 Minutes, the most recent, I think it was the most recent 60 Minutes where they covered the Zorro Ranch thing.
Yeah.
Dr. Hall, horrific stuff was happening out there. Possibly 2 dead people, 2 girls were killed out there. Like, they were interviewing survivors. They're coming forward. Not just women survivors, male survivors. We talked about that last time, but this like new stuff just dropped. Like, they're filing new charges. They opened an investigation, and the whole thing they were saying was that they discovered all this in 2019, and Trump's DOJ shut it down.
Which they've been doing.
Right, but it's like going like we're talking about the Epstein files like now, but back in 2019 when the man was in jail, they already knew about this because they had him in jail, so they knew about all his properties and everything that they needed. The man was convicted; they knew everything, but they wanted to investigate the Zorro Ranch,
right?
And the DOJ said no.
Yeah.
And so now they're like they reopen the investigation, and we're starting to get trickles that it might have been worse than the island. And the reason why it was worse than the island is because at least with the island, you had the leader of what was it, Saint John or whatever, you know, like he had his private island, but at least there was still some like oversight, surveillance, or whatever. There was no surveillance on the Zorro Ranch. They said that he got away with doing things that were not happening at the island. They just like reopened the investigation. Excuse me. So I think he escalates when something new and shocking comes out about Epstein. Yeah. You notice that, right? Like, he'll go way left with something.
Right.
So there's something major happening at that Zorro Ranch. But anyway, Russia pulled up on Cuba because he said the United States going to take over Cuba.
Cuban Missile Crisis. That's what I was thinking. We've done this before.
Yeah, we've done this before. I thought everybody understood that. Okay.
Just want to make sure I put a pin on it. Make sure.
Dr. Hall, there's people that in the chat that don't know what the Cuban Missile Crisis was. Can you give like a 2-sentence?
Oh, jeez. I didn't know I was going to have to recite history.
Cuban Missile Crisis. Everybody knows we were like in this super cold war for a very long time.
Tense standoff.
Right. Okay, and this close to getting nuked. But the reason why Cuba is such an important island is because of who can occupy the waters and the space and things like that because of the proximity to the United States, right? Like, it's the socialist country that the US basically can't really do shit about, and Russia's been involved, other countries been involved with some socialist values, so the United States is insecure about what it can do there. So that's why him saying this was kind of wild. It's like, you ain't got no leverage in Cuba.
Right.
You ain't got no leverage.
Right.
Russia pulled up, so Russia came like,
we got y'all.
You were saying,
right?
You gonna do what to what? Now, mind you, Dr. Howard, aren't Trump and Putin supposed to be like this?
Well,
that's what I don't understand about this whole thing. All Trump has been doing, like his campaign, even his first few months, has been kissing Putin's butt the whole time. That's my buddy. That's my guy. I trust him to do the right thing with Ukraine. All of that stuff. Mind you, Ukraine and Russia war is still going on, everybody. The war is still going on. It has not been in the news because Trump and the Putin thing, he's making sure that the media is not covering it. But yes, they are still at war. Yes. But that's supposed to be his guy. That's supposed to be his guy.
We all know Trump loves power.
He admires people with power.
Strong leaders. Loves
strong leaders. That's why he likes Mamdani. So, whatever. So now,
charisma. I mean,
so on top of everything else, and after being assaulted with the Met Gala yesterday, now people have to worry about whether or not Russia is going to lick some nuke shots.
Hey, or at least let you know they can. Just let
Miss
you know.
Elliott said time to lick shots.
You walk over, but you limp back.
See you dance. Hey, me, why you from it? That's one of my favorite interludes. But Russia's sitting right there, like, okay, and you were
What
saying,
you got? What you got?
what you got?
What you got? Do
Show
we
me what you
have
got,
a
little
problem?
mama.
Yeah.
So, guys, be safe. They might be shooting nukes soon.
Hey.
I know it's
Speaking
not funny, but
speaking of a
I
need for
just-
bunkers, you might need
It's
yourself
not funny.
dig a hole in your backyard.
All right.
At least 5 feet.
All right. So we're about to get to our second half, but we got one more thing I want to talk about. Kevin Roberts. Kevin Roberts.
Oh, the Heritage Foundation.
Heritage Foundation. That's how I want to share my screen. I want
Do
you
it.
to watch something. I'll talk about the
Share it with the people.
Okay, let's see. Share. Let me turn this on.
The Republican Party's current policies do not represent some dramatic departure from its past. The union's provided description of the resolution summarizes 3 Republican principles: limited government, strong national defense, and free markets. With no argument, this is an accurate list, but it's also an incomplete and insufficient list. What about the fight for a healthy culture going all the way back to the days of the 1850s? What about the defense of the family? What about the defense of traditional values? The defense of the unborn? Support of the very idea of the nation state? The Republican Party in 1856 enshrined something that we as Republicans, and only we as Republicans in 2025 stand for, and that is the religious liberty of anybody in the United States to practice their faith. The laying off of federal workers is legal. The closing of the U.S. Department of Education is legal. The closing of USAID is not only legal and shrinks government and honors the spirit of limited government going all the way back to the 1850s. There's great safety net reform passed in the one big beautiful bill that Lincoln would smile at because it took off the rolls 1.2 million illegal aliens. We also have an obligation to our people first so that we can protect the very society that is so appealing for immigrants to migrate to in the first place. That is the classic Republican Party platform.
Dr. Hawley's not lying.
I mean,
that's the Republican values.
Yeah.
Those are Republican values. That's
Yeah.
Heritage Foundation values. So Heritage Foundation is not fond of these ICE moves. They're not. They don't want, because they're religious people. They don't like to see people harmed like that. Like he said in that thing, we want to make sure that we prevent people from coming, because they'd rather prevent people from coming than have to do these ICE raids. They don't like that shit. They're like, that makes, well, one, it makes them look barbaric.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get it clear that the Heritage Foundation and Trump are, they're not cool.
Yeah.
Heritage Foundation is about conservative leadership, no matter who's there. Remember, we talked about this before, Dr. Hall. The first time they were going to try it, the first time couldn't get him under control. He was too erratic. He didn't know what he was doing. Then COVID happened, whatever. This time around, they're like, nah, we're going to get you in order.
Right.
We don't want you there, but since you are the leader,
right. You're willing to break everything, and we need things broken in our favor. Let's just.
And that's why he created America First policy for him, because him and the Heritage Foundation were not getting along. So I just want to put that out there. There are a number of things in Project 2025 that make a whole lot of sense, and a couple of them I even agree with. But because I know where they're coming from, right? Like, for example, one of the things they want to do is make sure that midwives and doulas can be certified, can be considered legitimate, practitioners, that insurance could pay for it, things like that.
Yeah.
Of course, I agree with that. Like, we want that to happen, but it's mostly because they want women at home having babies. And they want the midwives to be able to come to the homes instead of sending women to the hospitals, because the hospitals, then they get all their information. They want them to stay at home and be quiverful and just keep having babies. So it's better to have that's why they want it. But it's a good idea, right? So I'm just kind of setting that up. So that's Kevin Roberts. That's Kevin Roberts. So Kevin Roberts has been a topic of conversation for a while, and I don't know why people are talking about it seriously now, because it's popped up a while ago when people realized. So he's the president of the Heritage Foundation. When people realized that he did a dissertation and focused on Black people, they were very shocked. So the narrative became that, oh, he went and studied African American studies so he could learn how to suppress and oppress. And I was okay.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, they want this to be a nefarious plot, right? Yeah. And the reason why I showed the clip that I showed is two reasons, Dr. Hall. One, to show that he's actually a regular Republican. He is not MAGA. He actually stands for the Republican values of the smaller government. And he's not with this extreme shit. He's like, I want us to go back to being the regular old conservative party. And actually, I want them to go back to that shit too, because at least I could understand them.
Right.
At least they had values.
Right. They adhered to a certain set of values.
They had a code.
Right. Reasonable, somewhat, to some degree, reasonable, you know,
they had a code.
How was administered, but
right. But it's just like, at least a thinking person could totally understand exactly where they're coming from with their values.
Yeah.
May not agree, may not be what I want, but it's what it is. He and others, and one of the things of the Heritage Foundation, one of their goals is to get this shit away from MAGA, pull it away from Tea Party, get it back to these conservative values that we had in our traditional GOP.
Yeah.
So that puts them a bit at odds with this administration. So anyway, this guy is the president. Now, the people have been talking about this, and I, of course, was frustrated because I have a PhD in this, right, in African American studies. And so one of the things that I, have often talked about is like, people think because you went to grad school and you studied Black people that you actually did it in this discipline, and that's not true. In fact, we are a rare breed. Not many people have actual degrees in Africana studies, Africology, African American studies, Blacks, whatever, diaspora studies. In the grand scheme of things, it's a handful of us, right? Yeah. So of course my eyebrow gonna raise like, what y'all talking about? He got this. Now, that's not to say that white people don't get it. They do. And a lot of them have written and done some really brilliant scholarly work. That I'm like, I fucks with you. You did the research, you did the knowledge.
They get flued out for panels all the time.
I ain't gonna take it from you. Most of our Black scholars had to study Germanic language and other too. So I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But some about that wasn't sitting right with me. So what did I do, Dr. Hall? What do you and I, as thinking people, usually do?
I believe you sell a shirt called Read the Article. So it's likely that Dr. T, merch available in her store.
Oh, let me put that back.
Yes. It's likely that Dr. T went out and read his actual dissertation, because she's a nerd like that. And it excites her to do these things.
168 pages. I read it, but you guys know I speed read. So, but anyway. Because first of all, I knew it wasn't no damn PhD in African American studies because of when he got it. I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he got his PhD a while back. I looked it up. He got his PhD in 2003. There were not that many programs granting PhDs in Black studies in the United States in 2003. My school was the first one to grant, and that was in the 80s. Okay, to even grant a PhD in it. That's part of why I went to that school. It's the original. Set it off. Here we go. But I knew damn well. I said, wait a minute. Second, I looked at where he went, UT Austin. I'm like, well, that program kind of young. So I went and go look. See, you got some things you just got to know. I went to go look. They didn't start until 2010. So if he got his degree in 2003, how the hell does he have a PhD in Africana Studies?
Impossible.
from a program that didn't exist until 2010.
Time machine. I'm going with time machine.
Right. So there's that. But also, if you just look at look at the shit, he has a PhD in American history. His master's degree is in American history. He's a historian, a traditional American historian. Black people are part of America's history.
Yes, just so happens.
Dr. Hall, can I show y'all his dissertation? I got to.
Yeah.
Y'all pissed me off.
Yeah.
And somebody came at me sideways today, Dr. Hall, too, and was like, okay, we were wrong. We apologize. Can we move this along? No, we are not going to move this along till I say so. Because all you niggas making TikToks and posts and things like that, and you got it wrong, and you didn't even bother to look and see anything. Okay, Kevin David Roberts, slaves and slavery in Louisiana: the evolution of the Atlantic world identities. Dr. Hall, you know what people have been saying? Oh, he studied kinship among slaves. That's how he learned about us. I said, now that title don't give me nothing about
nothing about kinship in there.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Hold on, let me separate my
search for the word kinship.
Tabs. I was like, where's the kinship here? But maybe the evolution of Atlantic world identity. Sorry, I was just changing my thing. Okay. So I said, all right, let me see. Presented to the faculty of Graduate School, University of Texas at Austin, August 2003. So that means, that means Dr. Hall, he didn't make the cutoff. Right. We know how that go. It was probably his formatting. They were like, your deadline is here, and he couldn't get the formatting. So now you can't graduate till the summer. We know how that goes.
Hey, it happens.
It does. So his acknowledgments, first line, one never really leaves Louisiana. This is a man from Louisiana. He loves Louisiana. Okay. So it makes sense, Dr. Hall, that he does a dissertation on Louisiana.
We just talked about Louisiana, didn't we?
Yes, I said we were going to get there.
50th in the nation on many different stats.
Listen to this. During my doctoral studies at UT Austin, the dissertation evolved from using Louisiana as a component of a comparative project to my deciding that Louisiana itself was worthy of study unto itself. He loves Louisiana. Like he loves where he's from, right?
His bones.
He thanks his faculty advisors, all that stuff. Okay, let's keep going. So here's this abstract. Hold on. I hate this AI shit summarized. No, I can actually read. Using two Atlantic world events, the Haitian Revolution and Nat Turner's Rebellion, as temporal bookends, this study examines the ways in which enslaved peoples of African descent were not only affected by, but influenced the major societal and economic changes in Louisiana's evolution into a slave society. In addition to analyzing Louisiana as a geographical and imperial borderland, I situate my study at the convergence of several subfields of Atlantic world slavery: studies of the impact of specific West African cultures on the New World, the scholarship on the Age of Revolution, and the literature on slave resistance. Relying on an array of Spanish, French, and English sources, from civil documents to church registers, and from judicial cases to plantation records, I reconstruct the various identities that enslaved people developed as participated in the contested construction of a slave regime. Dr. Hall, I heard people saying that he wrote about the transatlantic slave trade. I heard people saying, Dr. Hall, that he wrote about the kinship. His PhD was studying the kinship, and then he used that to go to the Heritage Foundation because he knows how we work, and then he's going to shut us down.
Ain't nobody got time to do all this reading.
Literally, this is all the stuff that I'm seeing.
Anybody trying to do all this reading?
So not only is his PhD not in African American studies, as people have been saying, he has not studied any of the things that they're talking about. I've had people have to pull their videos because I'm up in their comments. They talking about, oh my God, this guy studied Africa. No, he didn't. Oh, and they deleting posts now. What I said today, Dr. Hall, pissed people off a little bit, but I actually don't give a shit. I'm going to read it myself. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Because I made a good point. Hold on. I said, hold on. Oh, y'all keep saying that white man has his PhD in African American studies, and as someone who actually has a PhD in African American studies, I want you to knock it off. You don't have to lie to kick it. All you had to do was look him up. Just do a little bit of research. You may even want to read his dissertation. Then you can make informed commentary. I keep seeing you all say this is because you heard someone else say it, but none of you bothered to go and look it up. As when we talk about the importance of academics and research, this is what we mean. Because I'm actually tired of the bullshit.
Tell them.
So what did I do? I read the dissertation.
You actually sat down and read it?
Yeah, because it's what I do.
Ain't nobody had time to do all that reading.
What?
I just wanted to speculate. I just wanted to hear one person say something. It triggered something to me that made me feel like I was right. So I just started telling other people the stuff I'd heard. And one person tells one person, tells another person, tells another person. And now that's the truth. I mean, that's how we got the president.
Look at this, Dr. Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Introduction from backwater to boom, Louisiana society with slaves from 1699 to 1790. Basically, what he says, I'll give the summary of his dissertation. He's looking at, he's comparing the slave economy when Spain was ruling the area to when, like when it switched over and it's like the British and the Americans, when it, difference. What is the difference of their economy? What were the experiences like for enslaved people at those different times? So he looks at some of the experiences of enslaved people in that early time, and then what it shifted to. He's also looking at the economy and the ways in which enslaved people contributed to the economy earlier versus later. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ultimately identifying how Louisiana got worse for enslaved people in a lot of ways, but also he's saying, I don't want these people to be erased because their experiences and their contributions to what Louisiana became is important, and we gloss over it too much. Mm-hmm. And he also introduced some specific cases of people I had not heard of. So I'm reading this with like, oh my gosh, like more stories. Because you know me, I'm always like, we need more stories of enslaved people. I need thousands of them. I don't care. So he's introducing me to people that I'd never heard of, stories, like empowering stories too. There's one story he was talking about, there's a way that he was talking about how self-deletion, I got to watch out for them. I can't say the word, but self-deletion was a popular choice of rebellion among people. So he told this story about this group of people led by a woman, and they had been drinking, and one by one, they jump off the bridge and into the water. They just all follow each other. And it's about 5 people that took their own lives. And we're like, nah, we ain't finna be no slaves no more. Yeah. And he tells this story. I'd never heard this story before.
Hey.
So I was like, okay, son. Like, what are you talking about this? Like,
right.
Colonization and all this stuff. He's talking about maroonage, like throughout the whole thing. He's talking about the economy. One of the things that I learned that I had not known before is the reason that Louisiana was able to switch back and forth between a cotton economy and a sugar economy is because of the stark differences in the climate and the geography of the northern part of Louisiana versus the southern. So when it was off season for one up here, the other one could do it. And when it was, vice versa. So Louisiana was actually able to maintain a consistent economy because of those geographical and climate related things that made it a ripe state to grow the most diverse crops, which is also why slavery was so bad down there. They were overproducing this stuff. They were producing it more than the other states.
Because it made money.
Yes. He talks about this in his dissertation, right? So, okay, cool. So I was like, oh, somebody said they saw my book at Barnes & Noble. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. I think wherever it is, all these years later, wherever it is.
Out there in the world.
So Dr. Hall, I told these people, I said, this dissertation good as shit.
Hey, you love you some good scholarship.
Oh gosh. I was like, wait. I was also drinking Dr. Hall. I think I was around margarita number 3 when I posted it.
Having a good old time.
Because then I went on a whole Clarence Thomas thing. I said, this dissertation is really, really good, y'all. Like, really citable good. LOL. I said, better than any shit that came out of Walden.
Oh, had to do that. Had to throw them under the bus, huh?
Anyway, I posted some stuff, and then I said, y'all, I have no idea what this damn dissertation is about. Not one take I've seen has been accurate about it. Mind you, at that point, I'm halfway through. And I'm posting quotations and screenshots and all the kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like learning stuff. I'm like, oh, he got charts. He's got a chart of slave population by Paris, sorted by region in Louisiana in 1830. This is great.
Yeah.
You know I love data. You know I love a
This
chart.
everything you love, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, because I have it right here. Like, you know I love that.
Right.
You know I want to see that because I'm
About
gonna
their
do it.
life. Yeah.
And then there's something else. I forgot what else I was sharing. But anyway, I was just basically like sharing stuff. I'm just like, he's talking about the cheap lands and all the stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Dr. Hall,
Mm-hmm.
why did I do that? Because I don't think that people are very smart.
Oh.
And I feel like you should probably educate yourself about stuff before you talk about it.
Know what you're talking about before you talk about it?
I think people are starting to hate me because I'm becoming insufferable. Maybe up to them, I'm insufferable, but I'm correcting bad takes. I'm not letting no bad takes about African American studies or nothing or our history get out.
You've been doing this in your time on the internet.
Okay,
in the time that I've known you, you've been doing just this.
Okay.
This is very on brand. The lady who made the shirt called "Read the Article" will go out and read the article. It's either read or read the article or read the article, whichever one you want to bring.
Whatever the mood is in the moment. It's going to represent. I never even thought about that shirt as saying "read the article."
Yeah,
because there's no I there, so I'm not thinking like I read.
Hey, but I mean, the person who's wearing the shirt likely read the article.
You know what I'm talking about. People are stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I was just like, yeah. And so I started correcting people. I'm like, here you go. No, you're wrong. Sorry. Some people are like, thanks for the correction. Other people are like, give it up. I know you were wrong. So, and then now you're embarrassed, right? Because somebody who actually has a PhD in African American studies is telling you to knock it off and stop attributing this white man to our discipline. That's the thing that was rubbing me the wrong way, Dr. Hall. I'm like, why are y'all giving our discipline to him? Yeah. He did American history in Texas 23 years ago. Now, the other thing that I said to people, which I know they don't want to hear, they're like, somebody asked me, like, basically asking me, did it look like he was trying to do something? No, this looks like a man who loves Louisiana. He wanted to tell the truth about enslaved people. He wanted to share some stories that he loves history, and he writes very well too. And people will read that and be like, oh, that looks like AI. No, you guys, his dissertation is actually a great example of what AI steals from. Right. Because even as I was reading it, I was like, "Ooh, this looks like something one of my dumb students would." I've seen this week. But I had to remember this was 2003. This is who AI is pulling from.
Right. No. All those dissertations are in AI. They uploaded the entire database to the AI.
Exactly. And that's why I tell them, like, y'all know y'all sound like doctoral students because that's who they're stealing from. But anyway, and I think it's easier to steal from doctoral student, and dissertation stuff because we don't have as many protections as tenured professors.
You just pull out a bunch of PDF and upload them. Like they're all free.
That's that, right? Yeah. So we got a little off point, but that's the point, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you guys are talking about something and you're making content out of this because you're trying to have a gotcha moment or prove or say something that's like, you see how nefarious they are. They would go so far as to study us to the highest level and infiltrate our fields. And that he ain't did no such thing.
No.
Somebody asked me, and this was a good question. Just like, what is your assessment of who he is? I was like, he's very smart. Most Heritage Foundation people are because it's a think tank.
It's a think tank.
It's a think tank.
That's what they do.
The Handbook for Conservative Leadership has some guest writers or whatever, but most of them are PhDs because it's a think tank. Nimrods. So yes, he's smart. I think he loves Louisiana. He was very committed to telling the truth about the enslaved people. You read that this was advocacy. The very last thing in his what did I put for his this is his conclusion. He's like, most of all, Louisiana's enslaved people of African descent in 1831 were, like their counterparts in 1791, a compelling example of how peoples of different African societies, when forcibly placed in the employ of peoples of other continents, cope with that subjugation. Clearly, the resistance traditions that slaves had forged during the previous century, and especially during the preceding 40 years, continued. Though the process of petitioning the governor and purchasing one freedom no longer existed, Enslaved African Louisianans in 1831 continued to tweak, undermine, and challenge both individual masters and the regime of slavery. Their actions were important in their own right, of course, but they came, as this study had aimed to demonstrate, from a complex convergence of economic, cultural, and social factors that the least likely in the population figured out how to navigate. And then he says, moreover, this study emphasizes it's possible to see why the nonlinear history is the case. Until the 1790s, Louisiana was a subsidiary society and economy to the Caribbean. The evolution that was prompted both directly and indirectly by the Haitian Revolution involved a number of fundamental changes in cultural mixes, governance, crops, and legal systems. In fact, this 40-year period shows that the Haiti-sparked evolution was actually a twinned outcome. On one hand, the Haitian Revolution prompted an economic evolution, while on the other hand, it sparked a cultural evolution. By 1831, a distinctively African North American slave culture emerged in Louisiana as it broke free from its economic subordination to the sugar islands of the Caribbean. Though the two evolutions are inherently intriguing, exploring them in tandem gets one closer to understanding how people lived their lives, emphasizing that enslaved people of African descent, just like other peoples of the Atlantic world, responded to those intersections of micro-level and macro-level factors, tells their story while neither romanticizing nor denigrating the lives they led.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you want to go back and read the whole thing?
I mean,
he writes like that throughout the whole book. He's not as didactic a writer as many people should be, but he does do what he needs to do. He's a great storyteller. That's why I was able to read it so quickly. Yeah. He's very good as a narrative storyteller. Yeah. There's empathy there. And I said to myself, none of you considered that his radicalization happened after. Right. Nobody's considering that this man is actually someone who is very much about this. Haven't really heard him say anything anti-Black in these videos that I went through. Mm-hmm. His issue ain't Black people. Yeah. Like seriously, fact check me.
If we look at old school Republicans, they believed they were for Black people.
They totally believed that they were for Black people.
You're kind of supposed to be a subjugated class, but like we still love you. Negro.
Well, we still love you. And here's the thing: the other thing is that he's super, super Christian, and so we don't know if this is what he was in college or he became after. Mm-hmm. We don't know if his super Christianity afforded him a level of empathy that's supposed to come with the true meaning of Christianity. Yeah. So maybe he wanted to do this work because he was from Louisiana and wanted to represent, his people in this kind of way. We don't know.
We don't know. There's no way of knowing.
So we don't know what his views were before or after. Mm-hmm. We don't know if this happened, that he was always thinking this way or he somehow got radicalized, something changed. Because it's possible. But all I'm saying, if we read just this dissertation, there's nothing in this dissertation that has anything nefarious, anything diminishing or denigrating of our people. If anything, it is the opposite. He uplifts us. Right, when he wrote about the self-deletion, it was almost like he was proud of them for, rebelling against the system. Mm-hmm. So it just bothers me, Dr. Hall, when people misrepresent what other people are doing, because you don't have to lie to kick it. Same way we don't have to spread the lie that Black women are the most educated people. Yeah. We don't have to make up things to make our points, because eventually somebody is going to catch you and it's going to end up having an invalidating effect on everyone else. Yeah. So this is the question that we're trying to answer, right, sis? How does he do this? I'm going to tell you how he does this. Dr. Hall, if you guys would just give me 2 minutes to give you an anecdote.
2 more minutes.
I have to, because I have to give you this anecdote. Way, this is the way that you're going to understand this, Dr. Hall. We're locked in. All right. I'm going to read you some quotations. All right? Tell me what you think. Actually, when I'm reading them, if you want to put a 1 in the chat if you agree, or a 2 in the chat if you disagree, because I want to see kind of where you all fall with this. I don't see how civil rights people today can claim Malcolm X as one of their own. Where does he say Black people should be begging to the Labor Department for jobs? He was hell on integrationists. Where does he say you should sacrifice your institutions to be next to white people? Put a 1 in the chat if that resonates with you. Or put a 2 in the chat if that doesn't resonate with you. That's okay. like however you feel. Okay. Next quotation. Just as one cannot burn down someone's house to make a political point and then seek refuge in the First Amendment, those who hate cannot terrorize and intimidate to make their point. You agree? We'll put a 1 in the chat if that resonates with you. Put a 2 in the chat if it doesn't. Right? HBCUs are key institutions for enhancing the general quality of the lives of Black Americans. They give hope to Black families who want the benefits of higher learning for their children. Keep a 1 going if you agree with these. Put a 2 if you're not really rocking with it. Okay? Desegregation has not produced the predicted leaps forward in Black educational achievement. Black schools can function as the center and symbol of Black communities and provide examples of an independent Black leadership, success, and achievement. Put a 1 if you agree, a 2 if you disagree. I marched, I protested, I asked the government to help Black people. I did all these things, but it hasn't worked. I just thought that was heartfelt. I was like, damn, like I know what that feeling is like. Like, God, I'm trying to do everything. That's how a lot of us feel right now, right?
Right.
There's a rush today to prescribe who is Black, to describe what are our differences, or to ignore what our differences are. Of course, those of us who come from the South, we're different than the folks who came from large northern cities, such as Philadelphia and New York. We're all Black. If that resonates with you, put a 1 or a 2. Why is it that so many of the people who would tell us the meaning of Black life never bothered to learn how varied it really is? That is particularly true of many whites who have elevated condescension to an art form by advancing a monolithic view of Black people in much of the same way that the mythic, disgusting image of the lazy, dumb Black was advanced by open rather than disguised bigots. He ain't saying one lie there. He ain't saying one lie there. You know, but white people, he's basically saying white people try to, tell us Black people what Black life is, right?
Right.
I got 1 more. Any effort, policy, or program that has a prerequisite of the acceptance of the notion that Black people are inferior is a non-starter for me. I do not believe that kneeling is a position of strength, nor do I believe that begging is an effective tactic. Put a 1 if you feel that. Number 2, if you like, it doesn't really resonate with me. All right. It's all like, no matter, your answer is not wrong. Right.
No wrong answers.
So I said, and I wrote this after I was talking about Roberts, right? I said, if you made it this far, nearly everything you read has been stated by Justice Clarence Thomas after he was appointed to the Supreme Court of the United States. So all those 1s, you all were agreeing with Clarence Thomas, who is currently sitting in the Supreme Court of the United States, and the majority of those things were said after he was on the Supreme Court.
You got me.
They're coming from his speeches, his own words, his decisions, his writing, his everything, his memoir or whatever, all of that. Every single statement, y'all just put all them 1s for him. You are agreeing with Clarence Thomas.
You got me.
The person you call a coon, the person you call all these things. That's how this man feels. He feels this way to this day. This is Black nationalism. I think a lot of people miss the memo that Clarence Thomas is a Black nationalist. And the Black nationalist to conservative pipeline is very easy. Eldridge Cleaver did it. A bunch of others did it. The Black Fist dude from the Olympics, he did it. It's very easy. Because of this.
You hate to see it.
It's don't give me no handout, because if you've given me a handout, you are assuming that I am inferior. If you just let me be who I am, if you let Black people be who we are, we will show you how excellent we are.
Yeah.
That has always been his stance. That's why he voted the way he did for the voting rights thing. And I'm giving this to you in context. I understand Clarence Thomas. I've been studying that nigga for a very long time. I wrote an article, I think 7 years ago, called Black Like Ye. I was talking about Kanye West and how he is the Clarence Thomas Black, because I understand the Clarence Thomas Black.
Yeah.
This is a person who fundamentally believes that Black people are amazing. We are great. We are human beings. We are not inferior to anybody. And therefore, you need to stop treating us like that. Stop giving us handouts. Stop making us talking down to us. Stop doing all these things because we can do it on our own.
Right.
We don't need these laws. And that's where he goes wrong, because he unfortunately has a faith in humanity, right? Driven by his Christian values, that people are going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
When you leave them to it, and we know that it's not.
They never do. Not in a capitalist white supremacist society.
And that's where he gets stuck. I'm with you all everywhere. I 100% agree with him. I just recognize all the obstacles in the way, whereas he's just like, you keep talking about these obstacles. You're trying to say that we're inferior. No, I'm not saying that we are inferior. I am saying the obstacles are there. My nigga, just look down. That's why you just tripped 3 times.
Right. That's why everybody around you is tripping. There's only you up here because these obstacles exist for everybody except you.
Right. Because you transcended. You was about to hit another obstacle, but then affirmative action came and lifted your ass to Yale.
Right.
That's how you got there. And that's where he got radicalized. That's where things turned for him, because he did go to Yale as the first group. I don't know if people know this. The first group of people accepted into colleges and universities and higher education after affirmative action was made the law. He was a part of that. So, of course, when he was at Yale, he was every kind of incompetent monkey you could imagine. And that broke Nick, are you talking about me? I'm sorry. That broke Clarence Thomas.
There you go.
Okay? Because this is somebody who literally, from the bootstraps of the deep South, no running water.
Yeah.
Sharecropping.
Hey.
Pulled himself up and got that far. And it just so happened that when he's about to go to law school on what he believes is his merit, they passed the affirmative action and got everybody thinking that he's only here because he's Black. I just want, this ain't no defense or nothing. I'm just trying to get y'all to think critically about shit. Close your eyes if you need to and think about how you would feel.
Right.
If you worked through the worst of life's conditions against all of you, grew up in the Jim Crow South.
Yeah.
You did all of this and still managed to get this far. And you are a leather wearing, black beret wearing, combat boot wearing Black nationalist who idolizes Malcolm X. You get an opportunity to go to law school because what you want to study, you want to help your people. You're going to law school because you're trying to be Thurgood Marshall.
Yeah.
That's who he still thinks he is.
Oh.
But, like, I read one of his speeches and he was like really sad. He's like, I don't understand why my people don't see what I'm doing for them. And that's what this little piece of me endears me to him.
Oh.
Here's why. I know what Black that is.
Yeah.
And they're right that part of Malcolm had that same thing.
Yeah.
Booker T had that same thing. Everybody want to talk about, you want to talk down on Booker T and put him versus W.E.B. Du Bois. What college did Du Bois build? Booker T was out there doing the work. So we're going to cut him some slack. But again, it's the same kind of mentality. We as Black people are not inferior. So every time you make exceptions for us, this is how it gets framed, because we know that that's what they were doing. We know that wasn't the intention of it, but we knew that's what ended up happening. That's why people resent it to this day, because white people could not be fair and hire the best. They intentionally hired some of the worst Black people to prove, see, they can't work here. Same for the schools. The schools were accepting some of the lowest and incompetent people. One, to just be like, you're forcing us to do this. We don't care. And then 2, to have them fail so that they can say, we tried your shit and it didn't work. So imagine you working all hard and you studying, you're heading your books, you following Malcolm X, you following the Panthers. You want to go to law school because you want to help your people against the racist tyranny that you recognize.
Yeah.
And then you get there, and them white people tell you every fucking day that you don't belong there. You just got in here because you black.
In here. Yeah, and you should be proud that we let you in.
That we let you in.
Affirmative action.
We ain't gonna let you into our societies. We ain't gonna let you get close. Don't think because they let all you nignogs in here that we gonna be cool with you. So now you isolated.
Right. But he was gonna be isolated anyway. Like, interestingly enough, we know the insidiousness of racism is, once again, I studied modern racism. They always find an additional reason for why they treat us the way they do. It was always coming.
Yeah.
It just that gave them one chip that they could say, well, this is why.
Yep.
And so that he internalized that as it was taken from me by the system that I don't believe in. I believe in a smaller government. I believe in a system that shouldn't be forcing. It shouldn't have to force. We should buy our excellence. But like, the system is oppressing a lot of people. Like, a lot of people are being held down. And
this
so
was 52 years ago. That man,
right?
He's been carrying that chip ever since.
Hey, among many. I mean, he got a.
Yes, and then he's kind of Foucault with it, because Foucault is they're the same, different sides of the same coin, and they both prefer white women. but they love Foucault until you whatever. Anyway, not Foucault. What the fuck am I saying? Fanon. Why did I say Foucault? Fanon. Franz Fanon. Dr. Hall, I had an edible.
You had an edible and 5 margaritas.
I did.
1 margarita, 2 margaritas.
But anyway,
Cinco de Mayo.
That voting rights thing, he said, basically he was saying, let black people show up how they're going to show up. Do not corner them off. Do not segment them off. Let people be represented as the other human beings around them. It fits right into the agenda. We're not special. You don't have to do this stuff for us.
Yeah.
We got it. If you just remove the barriers and let everything be equal, and as the Constitution says, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And again, where he and I diverge, I mean, we diverge in some other places, but where he and I diverge at that point in his life is that I'm willing to recognize the systemic barriers and all of the obstacles and things like that. He's not.
Right.
And that's it. And then
it's in that way that Republicans often like make fun of Dems for believing in a utopia, but like, for your system to work the way you think it does, we would also have to be in a utopia of some kind, where human behavior acts in a fair and balanced and reasonable way, when we know racism has always been an undercurrent that bends and warps human behavior towards an anti-black bias.
Dr. Hall, we've been here an hour and a half and we didn't even get to the main story.
You ain't even get to the big thing. You've been riding. You
guys, we're not getting. It's too much for us to cover. I don't want to shortchange it. No, so I may actually on Friday. Oh, what am I doing Friday? Friday. I may just come on myself.
Are you going to remember your audience on Friday?
Yes, okay. And I'm going to do a special, or I may do Thursday. I don't know. I'm going to do a special episode. Just to talk about that stuff. I'm not going to do any quick hits or anything. I'm just going to get into it. And it's just something that I want to be able to talk about. So I'm just letting y'all know it's not going to happen. But no, I feel you on this, but but the point of that, Dr. Hall, is, you and I have talked enough. We work together enough. We've done enough that you know how important being smart is.
Yes.
Right? Like,
yeah, you do not tolerate fools.
I don't want to have conversations that make no sense, that are just stupid, that are beneath me. I don't want to do it. Yeah. Like, I can't do it. I also am somebody, the same way I'm like, everything that I shared and breaking down and all the stuff like that I did today, that's light work for me, Dr. Hall. Yeah. That's a broken pinky nails worth of, that's nothing. Yeah. That's right. That's 6:45 in the morning. Okay, laying in bed, my eyes just open.
Right.
That's how my brain works, guys. Yeah. I'm brilliant. Like, I'm just like that. So I'm watching these damn conversations, and I just started. I don't know if you noticed. I just started writing. Oh no!
I've noticed.
I want everybody to imagine me being like,
"Oh no!
Oh no!
No.
No.
No, 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 no.
Oh no.
Oh.
Like, I just read it and I'm just like, oh, you are just
No. Poor little.
so
Oh.
it's tough. And I guess again, for me, it's just like, y'all gotta think more.
Read the articles.
You gotta think more. You gotta see when somebody said, oh, so and so got a degree, go look
Sweet
it
summer
up
children.
immediately. Why are you believing this stranger online that don't have no link to nothing? They just said some shit. What is it about you that does that? I don't do that, Dr. Hall. Maybe because I'm a nerd and I'm a dork and I have no life. I don't believe shit I see.
Super nerd. Yeah.
Without confirming it.
Right. Because you were raised in that generation where they told you, hey, Dewey Decimal System, go in them racks and figure out you know what you're talking about. Pull that encyclopedia off the shelf and make sure you know exactly what you're saying and don't just be saying stuff off the top of your head.
If there's a link there, I click it so I can read it. If somebody types a phrase I haven't heard before, I put it into Google to find what they're talking about.
Where does this come from? Yeah.
People
when someone
don't
says
want
something, you go back and check who's this person saying it.
Who is saying it?
The person saying
like,
things.
Y'all not even looking. The things that people don't look at profiles. Like people get me mad. They're like, no one looks at profiles. You stupid. You old. Like I look at profiles. I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't follow people without looking at their profiles. If I see something pop up on my For You page or whatever, I will click and see, well, who is this? First of all, about this profile, because most of the time it says based in Indonesia, based in Nigeria, based in Russia, whatever. So y'all out here arguing with these bot farms off the rip.
Yep.
Not just arguing, but even the ones that are posting, you know, that kind of self-advertising and the selfies and stuff, and thousands of people responding to how based in Indonesia, and it's claiming to be a black man from Baltimore.
Right.
Like, Dr. How people are very comfortable being unintelligent.
Well, I think I remember being fascinated when the first time I noticed that the local news would cite Twitter for a story. And it'd be like Susan 769 says blank. Like in doing that, they kind of distilled the authority on who says what. Like there was a time where the people who got to say their opinions had some sort of authoritative backing of some sort. Because we flattened the culture, as you've often talked about, now everybody has a say, and that means nobody's actually checking who's saying what and whether or not they should be given legitimacy.
And that's why they end up talking to me the way they talk to me. That's how somebody tried to teach me today about how the Irish became white.
Oh, nice.
Somebody tried to explain race to me. Race to me in the United States.
Just being helpful.
They said you should look into.
I mean, it's some reading materials. If you
I responded.
Get yourself.
Oh no, they gave me because they sent me a YouTube link. You should look into this.
Oh, nice. There you go.
And it was one of those young black male content creators that steals all of his stuff from people like me online and then tries to present himself as smart. So you sending me the dude that steals from me. So I responded. I said, "Oh, cool." So I said, I'm paraphrasing. I said, "Oh, cool. I'll show it to my students in my history and significance of race in America university class right after they read this text." And I posted the textbook, The Myth of Race. They responded something like, "Yeah, that would be a good idea," or something like that. I gotta go look and see.
Yeah,
sarcasm doesn't totally missed the point of what I just said. You're still trying to teach me some shit.
Yeah, just to help you out, Doc.
No
recommended readings. Here, just go watch this YouTube video. That's where I learned all my information.
Oh, yesterday I had not yesterday. What was it, Monday? It was Monday. Today's Monday, right? Today's Tuesday. Yesterday.
Today's Tuesday. That would be yesterday, ma'am.
Okay. Yesterday, I had all these white women trying to teach me about marigolds, how to care for them, where to plant them, what to do with the seeds, all the stuff like that.
You might not know. Let me help you out.
Because my student gave me a marigold, they decided they wanted to tell me what I needed to do with them.
I would hate
like I don't post about gardening every season. Like I haven't just been talking about gardening. Yeah. But you see this black woman, you think that I'm just dumb as hell. You think you're better than me. You think you're smarter than me. You think that black people don't really have much knowledge about gardening.
Counterpoint. They want to be seen and understood and use that little expertise they do have to help a person out, and don't necessarily think of it in terms of what it means to you so much as they just want to be validated by being helpful. They just happen to be doing it to Dr. T, the Aries, who will burn their whole shit down because she ain't here for your helpful suggestions. It's in the bio.
What does it say?
Yeah, unsolicited advice sucks. Yes.
What the
but also,
does
they would have to go back and
say? I want somebody to read it in the chat. And by reading
they
in
would
the
also
chat, I
have to
mean
go back
type it in
and
the
check
chat.
your profile before they type something, which we've established in this conversation they do not do.
Dr. Hall, you know how many people, when I posted something about Aries, they were like, not too much on Aries. Why are you slandering Aries? What the hell? Oh, this dude, I got to tell y'all, this dude the other day, he was like, oh, you looking old out here, you old, something, Joe, but he said, you look at least 40.
At least. That's actually good.
I was
gave you a
like,
few years.
40. Okay. Oh, where you from? You must be from Atlanta.
You give Atlanta?
It clearly says your unsolicited advice sucks, by the way, but it's a particular paternalism, right? It's a particular infantilization that white people love. Even the nicest white people, even the most woke white people, still get stuck sometimes in that space of being paternalistic and being infantilizing towards Black people who are fully grown adults. And it's already the assumption that this person is not smart. Therefore, like one woman made a screenshot of my flower, was drawing lines and shit on it.
Nice.
Nowhere in that post, Dr. Hall, did I say,
who knows what to do with this marigold?
Who knows what to do with this marigold? So, and then they get mad when you are just like, I didn't ask for help.
Mark back? Oh, yeah.
No, they get mad. Like they literally get mad and want to call and then want to insult you and call you. And I was like, that's how I know you was fucked up in your intention, because now you cursing at me, calling me names because I'm rejecting your help. Whereas the other person, when I said to them, I was like, I didn't ask for help. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. You know what? You're right. I shouldn't have said that. That person recognizing it, but you want to be over here. That's nasty. You ungrateful. I was just trying to be nice. Don't you know how to use social media? People are nice to each other. That social media connects people and you should probably learn what they're about, especially if you want to be one of those people that post up in my replies and sits there all day like Tamara does. At least I respond to her. But if you're gonna be like that, you should at least try to get to know me a little bit.
I want to learn a thing or two.
You know, so like the number of people that were defending, right? I turned my replies off. So like once I get to like 100 replies, I usually turn it off because y'all gonna talk.
Conversation over.
Yeah, but they defending this woman who takes a screenshot of my shit. Now you got a picture of my car and my flower in your phone,
right?
And you marking it up, and I was just like, I didn't ask you for none of this. I have marigolds,
right?
So why are you talking to me like that? And then it's like I'm just trying to be nice. The only way you know how to be nice is to try to tell me what to do.
Yes,
it's not even about it's solicited or unsolicited advice. You feel that your introduction to me to try to be nice is to tell me what to do.
Yes. Why aren't you proud? Why aren't you
in the face?
Glad? Why aren't you glad that I'm giving you this help?
I will kick you in the face.
You're so uppity.
I am. The hell with y'all. Anyway, they suppressing my views. It sucks. It's like whatever, dude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
maybe if
you know,
nice to the white woman, they'd be.
No, it's just frustrating. I'm like, okay, well, if anybody want to teach me whatever you want to teach me, like, don't even bother. Like, but it's the thing. I wouldn't be as mad if they at least try to teach me some doctoral level stuff. They're literally trying to teach me some high school shit. No, you know, people say, oh, the other thing is like people have been responding like, I forgot what it was, but they were giving me like, you should do this. That's what prompted my most recent thread, because I was like, don't ever tell an Aries you should. Or
don't ever tell Dr. T what she needs to do.
Like,
if you want to make her mad.
Like, if you want to upset me, that's exactly what you do. Right. And I understand that I may have a different reaction, which is why I put it in my profile. I'm trying to stop you from doing something that might get you snapped on.
All right.
Because I have like an irrational dislike of this. So I'm trying to be ahead of the game, Dr. Hall.
Yeah, trying to help you out.
I'm always ready to fight, son.
Stay ready.
Stay ready.
She'll take out them hoop earrings in a second.
Come on, like, like what? I got the Reeboks ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
But no, I get really tired sometimes of white women. Not sometimes, all the time. White women, especially on social media, especially Gen X white women, because they do it the most. Talking to me like I scrubbed their toilets and you know their husband is assaulting me. Like that's how sometimes they talk to me. Yeah. And I'm like, and I love it when the other white people be like, they'll come and gather them. They'll be like, you know who you talking to? Like I love that. I gotta say, I love my followers. I don't have to deal with this. My followers will come in the replies, Dr. Holland, be like, do you know who you talking to? How about you look it up? They will drop links. They will drop screenshots. They'll drop videos. They be like, she wrote this and she said this. Do you even know who you talking to? I be like,
you ain't got to do nothing. Just sit back.
I got to do nothing.
Well respected in the community.
But I also do that for other people too. Like, you know, I be showing up in people's replies like fucking brolic, like what's good?
Yeah.
You just said some wild stuff to this person. Why are you talking to them like that? You know what I mean?
Right. Why do you think you could speak to them that way?
That's a loyal thing. I'm a loyal person. I'm gonna be, you know,
loyal to a fault.
Yeah. So I just think that like I wish more people like I think the most frustrating thing, Dr. Hall, is like somebody replied, and this is maybe the TISM thing, right? I will just give a very like direct, straight response, and they'll write a whole thing about how nasty I was, how sarcastic I was. I didn't have to give them all that attitude. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like somebody got upset today because I wrote back, okay. I was acknowledging what they wrote. And it was like, you don't have to be dismissive. I was like, I'm acknowledging that you wrote this whole thing. You took your time to respond. I'm not arguing with you. I just said, okay. What more do you want me to say? I didn't even say K. I put okay.
Look at you.
Because if I say K, I know I'm being, you know, slick.
Yeah.
I know what I'm conveying.
Yeah.
But I put okay. I said okay.
Because I was still charged up and it wasn't enough.
And they want to fight. Oh, this dude came also, and he was just like, I posted something about data and research, and they come and was like, well, a while back, I asked you to provide me with some data to something because you were supposed to be teaching me about this, and you didn't provide it to me. And so what you out here talking about the importance of data? I was like, I said, are you upset? Because like, I don't even know who you are. I don't remember you. And all this time later, you're upset that I have not educated you or answered your question. Like, what is wrong with you?
I've been thinking about it, and every time I see your face,
right? Like, Dr. Hall's is mental illness.
I mean, some people are just assholes.
Some people are just assholes, right? We got to remember that.
And they're very lonely online. Like, they just need that hit, man. You're just chasing that dopamine.
Oh, that's a shirt. I'm gonna make that shirt, Dr. Holly. Write that down. Hold on, because I'll forget. I already saw the vision. Ain't nobody use it, y'all. I already got it. It's coming out this week.
There you go.
I'm gonna be in the Rich Hall collection. Oh shit! I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that.
There you go.
It's a shirt. I'm gonna make the shirt. I'm gonna make the shirt. The shirt. I'm gonna make it with some pride colors too. Yo, we hitting this busted. The pride drop. Everybody again, the pride drop is coming by the end of this week. I'm just trying to finalize some stuff. I'm gonna roll out the apparel first, then right after, probably either this weekend or early next week, I'm gonna roll out some of the other items and stuff like that. So that way you can get your pride stuff for all the parades. Those of you that hop the cities or whatever, you go to all of them, take your gear with you to the parades. I'm gonna have the clear bags, I have the fanny packs, the cross bodies, as well as the crop tops and t-shirts and all those kinds of things. So we're gonna have a nice pride line.
There you go.
And that's gonna drop. You can still check. We got some nice stuff now, or if you want to wait for the pride and just kind of ship it all together, that you can also do that. like I said, I keep my prices low. I've had people review. They were like, you could charge $10 more than this. And I don't want to do that. We are in a tough economy right now. And I like making cute things for people. I make a few dollars off of it. It's cool. Maybe when the economy bounces back for everybody, maybe I push it up another $5. But most of the t-shirts are either $20 or $22. Most of the Razorbacks are like $18. Crop tops like $20, $22. I try to keep everything accessible
for the people.
Yeah, the most expensive thing on there is a $45 hoodie. That's it. Like that's the highest price on my merch site. So go check that out, guys.
Support
and support because just gotta make it through the summer. Also, if you enjoyed the stream tonight and you want to make a donation, you can go to Cash App. It's FemJones. Venmo is FemJones. PayPal is contact@feministajones.com. You can drop a tip. You can support somebody. The other day, this woman gave me $20, and I was like, I had been in the house like kind of paralyzed for a few days. I really couldn't move or go anywhere, whatever. And I was like, you know what? Get out the house and go get some food.
Get out and get something.
And my salad plus my drink came out to like $22, and they had given me $20 via Venmo. So I only had to pay $2 for that, and it was really helpful in that moment because I went outside. So
how will you make it if you never even try?
Right. Shut the something wrong with you. Sorry. Yes, something wrong with you. We the only ones because we old. We the old ones.
Right.
But anyway, shout out to those of you that do support me in that way. Like again, it'll be like I pay the light bill here, I pay this, and it goes right into that. If you guys hear me say happy hour, it's because happy hour drinks are cheaper. I'm not paying full price for that. But thank you so much for the ongoing support. And shout out to everybody from wherever you guys were. I saw some Philadelphia there. I saw Chicago. I saw people were all over. So thank you. We love you. I will be back Friday for that.
Special.
I gotta check my calendar. I will be back later this week.
This week. It's happening.
To do the topic that we were going to do. I'm going to do it by myself.
Yes.
So I'm sorry guys if you came and thinking that it was going to do that, but 2 hours of streaming is a long time. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Dr. Hall loves y'all, and we'll see him next time. And where's my thing? Okay, guys, Russia's gonna probably try to nuke us. So if you can this week, spend some time with your loved ones. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure. What if we just got to try to get to Memorial Day? What if we do that, guys? What if we just think of the next holiday we're just trying to make it to? 40-something% of the farmers are bankrupt in this country, guys. Price of fertilizer went up 50%. The farmers can't afford the fertilizer. You don't have fertilizer in the soil, you don't get the fruits and vegetables and the harvest that we need. Without the farmers getting the harvest that they need, we don't have food. We don't get to go to the supermarket and pick from collard greens and kale and lettuce. We don't get to do that because it doesn't exist, because the farmers can't grow anything, because the war in Iran has shot the price of fertilizer up 50%. You all are not taking this seriously enough. And I love you so much, but you're not. Remember, I was telling you all to stock up on things. I was actually just thinking about, because I actually went into my stash to get aluminum foil. About a year ago, I stocked up on aluminum foil. Check the prices on aluminum today versus back then. I've been trying to tell you all to start getting ready for this very moment. My only hope is that you have been able to listen. And I know that some of you are not in the position to have been able to prepare, but at least consciously you are preparing for the worst that is to come. The Trump administration is hiding something major. They are. That's why they're trying to distract us with all of these weird things. We cannot be fooled by this. We have to prepare. We have to unite. You have to learn your neighbors' names. Some of you right now are living next to people and you do not know their names. I want you to change that by tomorrow. Go knock on a door and introduce yourself. You gotta know these people. You gotta be in community with these people. You don't have to be best friends, but y'all gonna have to start building community because you're gonna have to start sharing things. I love y'all so much, but it's coming, and I would not be me if I did not tell you to prepare yourselves for some of the worst experiences you probably had in your life. Gas is almost $5. I know I'm not talking about in your city it's $7. No, I'm talking about the standard price that moves the needles is $5. It's gonna be there at $5 very soon. I can't recall the last time that happened in my life. Pay attention, y'all. These rappers don't matter. These athletes don't matter. World Series, NBA, final, none of this shit matters. Met Gala doesn't matter. That's why I didn't talk about it. I don't care. We gotta take care of ourselves. So I love you all with the love of our ancestors. I love you all with the love of survival and hope and thriving. I love you all with the wish that we won't go hungry. But there are people going hungry right now, so it's already happening. I wish you the love and support of mutual aid. Always give what you can. You never know when it's going to be you asking. We are all circulating the same money around to each other. I give this person 25, somebody give me 25, I give that person 25, they gave that person 25. That's how we're going to keep each other afloat. So I love you with the love of that community. I love you with the hope of our future. And I need you every day. Like I always tell you, wake up in the morning. I believe that we will win. Instead you having your lunch, I know you ain't gonna want me to hear it. Instead of praying to Sky Daddy, why don't you over your food? I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Before you go to bed, make it a part of your dream. I believe that we will win. I love you all very much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see y'all either Thursday or Friday. I'll be back. Love you.